The Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach J.B. Wallace. Brought to you by Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Prattville, Trustmark Bank, CBE, and Durbin Auto Parts.
Well, hello, Lion Nation, and welcome into the Prattville Lions Football Review. I'm Will Barrett, joined as always by our head coach, J.B. Wallace, and we're looking back on last night's awesome win over the Johnson Abernathy Gratz Jaguars, formerly known as the Jeff Davis Volunteers, 27-0. Coach, anytime you put a 0 on the board, that defense has got to feel good.
Yeah, man, that was great letting those guys, they've been finding a rhythm. Had an excellent week of practice, and to get that shutout, that's a goal that we have every week, and not a lot of people get them.
Mm-hmm.
That's across the country, across the state. So it was definitely a great feeling. First one that we've gotten since 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, absolutely, Coach. It seems like anytime this team needs to get right, to get some things worked out, a trip to Crampton Bowl certainly does help.
Yeah, we've had some success there, even over the years. Our team has been successful at Crampton Bowl. So it feels like at home. And, with the renovations that they've done there, it's really a nice stadium to play.
Oh, yeah.
Great locker room and all that. So it's a great location to go play a high school football game. It's a certain feel you get going to Crampton Bowl.
New look for the Johnson Abernathy Gratz Jaguars, formerly Jeff Davis Volunteers, in their purple and gold. Handed out the uniforms right before kickoff, and that always will put a surge of energy into a team to get a new fit like that. If you feel good, you look good, play good, but the Lions were up to the challenge.
Yeah, and that could go either way, because all the film that we've watched, they've been traditional colors.
Mm-hmm.
But then they show up and they're in a different color than normal. I think purple and gold were the colors. So they could either be really, really excited about it, or it could be overwhelming for them. So it depends on the makeup of the team. So we didn't know what we were getting into. We didn't know what was about to happen, but we knew we had to go out to play.
Traditionally this year, Prattville's been able to run the ball pretty well, but the Jags defensive front was strong, and they kind of held us at bay on the run and had to turn to the pass, and it was a good chance to tune up that passing game, and the team didn't disappoint.
Well, yeah, everybody's starting to be a copycat team. Stanhope did it, where they load the box and try to take Arrington away and dare us to throw it, and everybody's been doing it since then, even a couple games before then. And Gavin, he showed up and he threw the ball well.
Mm-hmm.
Had no sacks. O-line gave up no sacks on Friday, so that was huge. Gavin put up 225 yards passing, 16 of 24, 2 touchdowns. So he really had a real good night and made some very good choices for Friday night.
Saw several Lions find their way into the end zone, some for the first time this year. So that was a really great thing to see for these kids.
Yeah, man. KJ Blue, he scored one. Donovan Arrington, he scored one. Mayan Callan, he got him a touchdown. So all those guys, it was good seeing Mayan, which he had a very solid night.
Yeah.
And he's been steady Eddie all year, and he kind of does a lot of the dirty work, the underneath routes and stuff like that. That a lot of guys aren't so excited about getting it. But Mayan, he stepped up and he had a good night doing what he's asked to do as far as running those routes. That some of those guys, it's just not their cup of tea. They want to stretch the field and catch the deep ball. Mayan to go underneath and catch those little, I call them little grimy balls.
Yeah, you got to love that. He's a 3-year starter and just brings his lunch pail to work every day and goes about his business. And then it's a lesson to everybody out there that wants to be part of a program like this and wants to be successful in a football program. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the dirty work.
Yeah, you got to block well too, especially at receiver. We expect those guys to block hard. We used to tell them no block, no rock.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't block, you don't get the ball. So you got to take pride in that. And those guys, Mayan, KJ, they've come through the ranks of blocking, doing exceptionally well with that. Jack Studdard caught a few balls Friday night. He's a hard worker. He's going to get it done on the perimeter. All those guys take pride in it. Clayton Bowrider, who plays tight end now, was a left tackle last year. He blocks his tail off every week. So that whole core, Donovan Brown, a sophomore.
Yeah.
He blocks well. All those guys, they take pride in it. And it was good seeing that come together. 27 points, very good night offensively, man. That clock, man, it's sped by. in the end of the second quarter and
Yes, it
second half. I know what happened to it.
Magically sped by.
It magically sped by, So as an offensive coordinator, I know Coach Moncrief and those guys on the offensive side, they wanted more opportunities, but I had no explanation to where the clock was going. I would look up and it'd be 9 minutes. Look up again, it's 4 minutes. And
we were wondering the same thing.
Well, okay, so I'm not the only one. The coaches were telling me towards the end of the game, hey, where's the clock going? I look up and, I was kind of looking at the moment. I wasn't really just watching it overall. And I knew they came out in the second half and they ran the ball a lot more to try to run some of that clock down. But maybe something else, transpired as well.
More Crampton Bowl magic, Coach. Well, we looked down on the defensive front several times during that game, early in the game, and you could look and you could see the front forwards like sophomore,
Yeah.
and saw the emergence of a guy we hadn't seen all year, and Jake McConnell.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that name up, which he sophomore. He was hurt earlier in the year for the first couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks of the season. Was kind of out dealing with a little nagging injury, and he started the season off at linebacker. But of course, we realized we needed some depth at D-line. We needed some people to step up on D-line, and we made the transition with him. And I think we made the right decision with him. That young man has improved every week, and he's a guy that plays JV also on Monday. So he's playing JV on Monday, and he ended up earning a starting spot this Friday because of his performance last Monday. And that's how important those JV games are. He needed those reps, and he's going hard. He's taking the coaching. He's learning these tough lessons that you got to learn, especially this his first year at that position. And, man, he definitely showed up Friday night in Callahan Minor. He's another sophomore that showed up, played exceptionally well, done a few different things with those guys up front over the last few weeks. And they're starting to understand what we're doing with Botany Cleveland. He's definitely the bully up front, as far as, reestablishing the line of scrimmage. And, once he gets the swing of things as well, he's going to definitely be somebody that you definitely want to keep your eyes on. But several of those young guys showed up. We even played a couple freshmen in that game. E.J. Brown and Weatherly. They got in the game and played well. E.J. Brown made a play. And Weatherly got in, and he was very serviceable as well. So very young across the defensive front, but man, they got the right attitude and they don't mind working, and that's what we need. It was good seeing Sam Cook show up and have a huge night, and Luke's fighting through some nagging injuries, but man, he showed up Friday night, made some nice plays. Caleb Bruce, a couple big hits from the secondary. George Thomas, who's been playing a lot of corner for us lately, has been playing exceptionally well out on the corner by himself. He wants to be left by himself. He wants that one-on-one matchup, and that's kind of the personality that you need at corner.
Absolutely, Coach. So a young Prattville Lions football team goes into Crampton Bowl Friday night and defeats the Johnson Abernathy Jaguars by a score of 27-0. Let's take a look at some of those highlights.
He's going to give this one up to OB. Oh, it's a quick pitch out, and it's Arrington in the flat. He's got the ball. He's got the 50 on his feet across into Jag territory to the 45-yard line. Rigdon was a play-action pass on first down. And Rigdon drops back to pass, throws. He's got it short, complete to KJ Blue at the 50-yard line. KJ following some blocks, getting to the outside.
Nice
40. KJ Blue at the 35 and wrestled out of bounds along the Jag sideline at the 30. Rigdon wants to throw. Got a man down there looking for him. He got it caught at the 10-yard line to the 5. And stepping into the end zone. Touchdown, Prattville. And here is a give to Caldwell. He is hit and behind the line and dropped for maybe a yard loss. Big tackle on the play right there.
Big Rawlinson.
That's right, Tim Rawlinson. Graham from the shotgun, drops back to pass, wants to throw, looking downfield, steps out of press. Oh, sir.
Boy.
He is sacked by number 27, Jake McConnell. Field has a good pocket, now throws it. It is caught at the 28-yard line.
Blue.
It's a first down for KJ Blue and more.
Oh, nice move.
He slipped the man to 20 to the 15, 10. KJ Blue into the end zone. Is he in? No, they're going to say he's down at the 1.
Oh.
Snap, and they give to Arrington, and he pulls over a linebacker a la Cam Newton 2010, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Prattville. Graham, play action on first down, and he is absolutely brutalized the receiver, does Eric Miner at the 15-yard line. Rigdon now from the shotgun. First and 10, the Lions go from the Jags 27-yard line. Play action across the middle. Got a man wide open. It's his tight end, Bo Richter. Bo Richter inside the 10, making a man miss the 5, driving his legs. He's down to the 3-yard line. First and goal, Prattville. There is the snap. There's the hold, and there is the kick. And it's a line drive into the nets. Keeps it off Madison Avenue, and it is good. And High snap pulled down. Night pulls him down in the backfield. Just about. That's not night.
No,
That's
is
95. Bodney, Cleveland.
That's big Bodney.
Rigdon rolls to the far side now. Throws it up for grabs. Throws it downfield looking for Callan. And Callan on the tip. Picks it up. Touchdown, Prattville. Wildman snaps. Janola is your holder. Snap and hold a good. Kick looks good. Is it good? This one is good. 37-yard attempt good for Montgomery. That's an old JD helmet.
How about Jake
But here,
McConnell?
Jake McConnell on the stop of Caldwell. On the give in the backfield, losing more yards.
Welcome back to the Prattville Lions football review. Coach, now it's time to unleash the winner of the Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Game against I almost said Jeff Davis, the Jags.
Well, this week, Pepsi Buffalo Rock Player of the Game is a sophomore. Had an excellent game Friday night. Had 5 tackles for losses. Had a total of 6 tackles. Had a sack. Had a huge night, and it has performed to standard and better every week. And it is Jake McConnell is this week's Pepsi Buffalo Rock Player of the Game.
Well, Coach, you talk about how many times has a sophomore been awarded the Pepsi Buffalo Rock Player of the Game? I can think of maybe twice that it's ever happened.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, you just couldn't keep it away from him, man. He just, he picked up on a position very well. He's just learning it. He's taking coaching, and he's performing every week and at a high level, and he's getting better every week. And he plays JV on Monday.
Yeah.
So you can't beat it. He's just a guy that's just craving to get better and perform. And he's a dual sport athlete as a wrestler as well. So he's a competitor there.
They make great linemen.
They do. But he's definitely deserving of the award this week.
5 tackles for loss in the backfield, and he's given up about 60 to 75 pounds at his position that he's going up against.
He is, and he's a good 215-pound young man. He's about 6'1", 6'2". So he's not a small kid by any standard, but a guy like him, after this year, you're probably going to be looking at a 220, 225 next year, and maybe about a 235, 240 the next year. But he's definitely, man, he's been productive, and he takes coaching, he runs with it, and he understands, and so I'm very excited about him.
That is exciting. Congratulations to Jake McConnell, our Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Game. Welcome back to the Prattville Lions football review. Coach, it's our favorite segment every week. It's time to go inside the Lions cage with one of our seniors, and this time you selected a good one.
Yeah, selected a guy, man. He's a warrior up front on the offensive line. A very aggressive young man. He lives for that type of environment, So the tougher the environment, the tougher the atmosphere, that's what he lives for. And it is Garrett Mitchell. We call him Big G. So this is going to be a treat for you today for the Lions cage.
Let's go inside the Lions cage with Big G.
I'm Garrett Mitchell. I play center, number 74, class of 2024.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
I think 1 horse-sized duck.
That's an offensive lineman answer right there.
Just
Like to take one-on-one?
Yeah, because I could tame that duck and then ride it off into the sunset.
Okay. Describe the color red without using any color name.
Bright, fluorescent, let's see, bashful.
Bashful, okay. Mitchell's deep.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Would you do high school over if you could?
No. I just want to get it over with onto the new chapter of my life. Just be done with it.
Okay. If you had a time machine, would you travel into the future or to the past?
The past. I want to meet Jesus and talk to him. Like have a full conversation.
With the man himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kids movie is scary to you?
Monster House.
Oh yeah.
It's an interesting movie.
Okay. Let's see. What's your favorite sports team? Why?
Cowboys. born and raised in Texas.
Oh, okay. You're a
Only thing
Texas
I know-
guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is everything bigger in Texas? Is that that's true?
Oh yeah. Especially corn dogs at the Texas State Fair.
You a cat person or a dog person?
Dog.
Why is that?
Man, best friend right there. Little companion.
You like the loyalty, huh?
Oh yeah.
I got you. What's one thing you have to have in your fridge at all times?
Cheese. I have to have cheese because cheese, you can go with just about anything. Just
All
like
right.
Mustard.
If they're going to make a movie about the life of Garrett Mitchell, who's going to play the part of Garrett Mitchell?
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's a Texas answer.
Oh yeah.
That's the old Texas answer.
Matthew McConaughey. most
Hey, he's
definitely.
going to have to do some work putting on some weight.
Well, you know he could. You saw Dallas Buyers Club, right? He
Yeah.
got down to like 33
That's
pounds.
what I'm saying. He's going to have to go the other direction.
Okay. Tell me your best joke.
My best joke. All right. These three girls were walking. Well, these three men were in a plane. The plane was going down, right? And they had to throw each thing off the plane to land safely. So one man threw a grenade, an axe, and a sword. So they land safely. They walking. One girl, they go up to one girl, see a girl crying. She's like, "What's wrong?" An axe came down, killed my dad. They didn't say nothing, right? They kept walking. Then they saw another girl. It's like, sword came down and killed my mom. They didn't say nothing. They walking down. They see this little boy at the end of the street laughing his butt off. And they said, "Why are you laughing so hard?" He's like, "My dad farted and blew the house up."
Well done. And most people don't have a joke on the cuff like that. You did. Congratulations.
Right.
Okay. You're having a dinner party at your house, and you can invite 3 people. Anybody from the past or still alive today. Who's 3 people you're going to have at your party?
Let's see, Larry Allen,
Cowboys.
Kevin Costner,
Texas.
and Donald Trump.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to pay for it.
Oh yeah, most
He'll
definitely.
pick up the tab.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you've been part of this team for a long time. Have you been able to impersonate any member of the coaching staff?
A little bit, but I'm not good at it.
Which one can you do?
Probably Coach Thornton.
Oh, Coach Thornton.
Oh,
Oh, we haven't had a Coach Thornton before. Are you willing to take it on?
No. Listen, probably
He watches
not.
this.
Yeah. Don't want to make fun of him.
No.
You know what I mean?
Imitation's the highest form of flattery.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then. How do you want this Lion Nation to remember you?
Just how ruthless and my aggression I am, and the leadership I have with the team.
He is pretty ruthless out there. I've watched it for several years now. All right, Mr. Mitchell, you've run through the gauntlet. Now, we're gonna place an object in your hand from the past.
Oh.
I want you to just take a look at it, show it to the camera, and then tell us what it is.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Is it a cassette player?
Show the world. It is a player of sorts.
Cartridge.
I've got the tape on there to cover the name up, so until you figure it out, and let me give you a few minutes to figure it out
Let's
before
see.
you can peel the tape off and see what it is.
It's not VHS. That's bigger.
You want to pull the tape?
Yeah, let's see. Oh. Let's see. It's a Oh, okay. I think I've had one of these before.
That's just the same thing.
Yeah. It's
Name
the
Show it to the camera where
it's
everybody
a Genesis.
A Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah.
What do you do with that?
You stick cartridge in. Sometimes you got to blow on it to make it work right.
That's it, man. That's it.
Oh. I think my dad's played this before.
Show it to the camera.
Oh yeah, it's a retro bowl.
People don't know EA Sports was around in '95.
Yeah. Interesting fact about that game, if I'm not mistaken, that is the last year they were able to use the players' actual names before the lawsuits started flying.
That's
Because you can actually be Shane Matthews and Jack Jackson in that game.
that's interesting right there.
I don't know anybody want to be that, but you could be that.
Oh, you picked them two, it was over.
was-
You picked Florida.
It's like getting Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl.
You
Oh,
either
Lord.
throw it to Jack Jackson or you pick Nebraska and run Tommy Frazier 100 times.
Well done, man. Well done. These retro digital devices can be challenging. All right, well, it's time for the fight song. And do you need the lyrics, or are you comfortable?
I think. I probably need the lyrics.
Okay, well, you know the tune, right? You know the tune, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna clap you in. We're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go, and we'll just keep the beat for you. Okay. All right, Garrett Mitchell. Here we go.
Sir.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hooray for Prattville, hooray for Prattville. Someone in the stands yelling hooray for Prattville. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me who you're yelling for. Prattville, that's who.
Woo! Tell you, man, we had to modulate the beat a little bit there. But good job. Good job. Final segment here on the Prattville Lions Football Review. And Coach, we win or lose, you got to flush this past week because they got another one coming right at us, and it's the Percy Julian Phoenix, formerly known as the Robert E. Lee Generals.
Yeah, huge game's going to be senior night for our seniors. So huge night for some football. They've been competitive all year. They play fast, man. They're aggressive. So typical Lee team, because Lee has never really been a slouch of a team. They've had some years where things just don't go their way, but they got athletes all over the place. And this Percy Julian team or Robert E. Lee team is no different. When I watch film on those guys, I mean, you see talent all over the place. So we got to be prepared for that and make sure we hone in on the tendencies that they give us. Absolutely. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock at Stanley Jensen Stadium. Yeah, like Coach Wallace said, senior night, so make sure you come out and support these kids. The senior class deserves it, Coach. They've worked hard for years, and now it's time to finally tip a hat to them. Yes, sir. They have. They deserve it. They've run the gauntlet of just being a senior, going through the process, the JV years and all that, and this is their year. The guys that are here, they have been dedicated to the program, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the the way they've improved and how they've learned to work together as a team. So I'm looking for a huge night of football. Absolutely. It's going to be a good one. It's a rekindling an old rivalry, the Lions and the Generals, and now it's the Lions and the Phoenix. It's going to get hard. It's going to take a little getting used to, Coach. Yeah, it will. It'll be a little different. I remember Robert E. Lee Generals myself, but, each is on. I got to get to where I'm not calling them Robert E. Lee anymore. I got to call them Percy Julian. Well, we're not changing anytime soon, so the Prattville Lions will see you on the field next Friday at Stanley Jensen. So for Coach Wallace and for the Millser behind the camera, I'm Will Barrett saying good night. God bless. Go Lions.
The Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach J.D. Wallace. Brought to you by Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Prattville, Trustmark Bank, CBE, and Durbin Auto Parts.